Hello everyone, I'm Chris Hernandez, and this is the Weekly Report, a look at news from the city of Kansas City, Missouri. As part of the annual budget process, the mayor and city manager presented the 2017 through 18 proposed budget to the city council this week.
The budget is the result of months of collaboration, not just with our budget staff, which works extremely hard throughout the winter months to put this thing together, but communication with obviously the city manager, the mayor's office, the city council, departments especially. We have to communicate constantly to put this package together. So it really is a team effort. It takes a lot to put together these about 500 pages in the budget book, 28,000 lines of data that goes into it. But at the end of the day, I think we have not only an attractive document, but a well-guided policy document to follow for the next year.
The $1.59 billion submitted budget proposes increasing public safety expenditures by $19 million, which is 4.6% over the current year. Public safety accounts for 76% of the general fund operating budget. Residents are invited to participate in the annual budget hearings. The budget hearings will take place on 3 consecutive Saturdays from 10 a.m. to noon each time. The first is Saturday, February 18th at the Mohart Multi-Purpose Center, which is located at 3200 Wayne Avenue. Then February 25th at the Woodneath Library, 8900 Flintlock Road. And Saturday, March 4th at Southeast Community Center, 4201 East 63rd Street. The hearings will include a budget presentation and a chance for city council members to hear feedback directly from residents. You may have bought your Valentine chocolates and flowers, but what about a new home in the heart of Kansas City? This year, you can buy your Valentine a home from the Kansas City Land Bank's Heart of KC sale. About 50 homes will be available for a sweetheart of a deal, just $999. The houses do need some TLC, so come see for yourself during an open house on Tuesday, February 14th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 5111 and 5732 Wabash Avenue. Rehabbers can expect to spend anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000, but it's a great investment for a home to love in the heart of KC. For more information, visit the Land Bank website at kcmolandbank.org or call 816-513-9049. As promised by the city manager, mayor, and council last year, the number of dangerous buildings continues to go down. So far, more than 170 buildings have been demolished or are scheduled to come down soon. 75 of those demolitions were donated by local construction companies, which is saving the city more than $350,000. 141 have been rehabbed as well. Now let's check in with some city departments.
Two of the key boulevards that are part of that historic system are Benton Boulevard and Independence Boulevard. And we stand here at that intersection today to celebrate a great improvement. Bring these two boulevards together, been here for a long time, but the intersection needed some attention. Those of us that drive through here a lot or walk through this area, sometimes we're not quite sure what direction to go, a little bit of too much pavement, not enough good direction. So through the efforts of the City Council, and we'll be hearing from Mayor Pro Tem Scott Wagner here shortly. And our great staff, led by James Wang, our engineering division, went out and sought some federal money. It's called STP money, which is Surface Transportation Funds. So a combination of surface transportation dollars and city tax from the PIC, as we call it also, sales tax, came together and created the funds to build this great project. It's about $1.5 million total cost. About 80% of that is federal, 20% local, and whenever you get a lot more federal than local, that's always good. Went out and hired a firm called Lochner Engineering, and Steve Heilman is with us this morning. Did the engineering and mega construction. You know, we've got a lot of mega guys out here. Did the construction on it, and there again, our project manager with James Wang. So that's the results of what we have out here this morning. With that, Mayor Pro Tem Scott Wagner.
Thank you. I'm concerned that I have a pointed object here. Can I ask you have that? You never know. You never know. It is with great pleasure that I join you here today. As Mark remarked, not only when you made the announcement on the Boulevard system, it was a nice, warm, sunny day, but when we turned some dirt on this project, it was a nice, warm, sunny day. But it is cool in more ways than one to be here today to open up this project and to cut the ribbon here. Many of you know that I was a resident of the Northeast before coming onto the City Council. That's why this project is so important to me, because back then we realized that when you drove through this area, you kind of didn't know who was going to do what, and you took great faith, and you probably did the sign of the cross, because there's a lot of Catholics around here as well, when you decided to move forward. This shows what can happen when you design correctly, and it also shows the sort of commitment that this city has to the Northeast. And I would tell you, and I'm not saying anything you don't already know, that when people see that the city cares about an area, when they see that a city invests in an area, private investment comes with it. And I am totally sure that there will be another day where we will come by and people will look at what is over here. What is over here, because of the investment that we've made here today.
It's taken a lot of years, starting with the planning, and the neighborhoods have been very involved in what you see today. So again, I want to say how pleased the entire community is with what's happening right here. I want to thank our urban ambassadors for continuing to make this a beautiful space as well, keeping it cleaned up and continuing to be proud of Independence Avenue and Independence Boulevard. Thank you all very much.
It's cold outside. Thank you all for all the work you're doing. I'll be very quick. I am so excited to be here. This is key to the future, the 3rd District, future of the city. I know all of you have been involved for so long, so I just want to say thank you. Look forward to more ribbon cuttings like this on warmer days, cold days, whatever, going to happen forever. So happy holidays to you too. Thank you for being here.
All right, so give us a countdown here, somebody.
3, 2, 1, snip.
Snip. All right.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris Hernandez. We're at Think Big Partners right on Main Street in downtown Kansas City, where we are co-hosting a national workshop. This is all about smart city and the big data that it's generating. We're going to be setting the national standards for how cities gather and share that kind of big data.
I'm here to announce the public release of our Smart City data. This is a holistic data analysis and performance tool that makes this possible. This is using live data, and our citizens and visitors can use this data to better navigate downtown and spend more time doing business and less time looking for parking spaces.
The Smart City map that we're deploying today allows citizens, visitors, anybody who wants to look at what's happening in Kansas City, understand what's happening right now live.
If you'd like more information about our Smart City initiatives and how we created them, just go to our website at kcmo.gov and search Smart City. For Channel 2, I'm Chris Hernandez.
We've got 50 houses. We're going to sell them for $999. Folks are going to have to show that they have the same amount of money, $8,500, to fix these houses up, that they have the means to fix these houses up. This is a follow-up to our dollar home sale we had in 2016. Most of the feedback we got was that folks wanted better houses and they wouldn't mind paying a little more money for them. So the dollar houses were all in very poor condition, and what we're calling our Heart of KC home sale is going to be houses that are in fair condition, which is about the best that we get. We're going to focus mostly on owner-occupied houses. These houses will all need some doors and windows. They'll need some roofing maybe. They'll need electrical work, plumbing, HVAC work, and you'll need to paint, obviously, and decorate the inside, which may mean a new kitchen, a new bathroom. But they won't have foundation issues. They won't have large-scale repairs that need to be done. They're not dangerous buildings. Most of our folks do their own work. If that's the case, you'd probably be between $20,000 and $30,000 to put one of these houses in livable shape. For our application, they're going to need to show that they have $8,500 in the bank so they can at least get started on a rehab. They're going to need to finish the outside, the code violations at least on the outside within the first 4 months. They'll have an additional 8 months to put the property into a habitable condition. so they'll have a year in total. These are all properties that came to the city in the land bank because they were abandoned and vacant. Nobody had paid taxes on them for 4 years. And so the idea is to put these properties back into responsible production.
The Northland Symphony Orchestra is celebrating 50 years as a group of community, professional, and student musicians. Since its beginnings, the orchestra has provided free concerts, not just in the Northland, but throughout the city. Today we are at Pine Ridge Presbyterian talking to conductor Jim Murray, who will tell us more about the orchestra, the February 25th performance that will be here that is supported by the Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund, and the current season. Maestro Murray, thank you for having us here at Pine Ridge.
It's my pleasure. We're very excited about this season. I think 58 years is an amazing accomplishment for any arts organization, but particularly a nonprofit organization such as ourselves.
And this is your 20th season with the orchestra
Correct.
as well.
This is my 20th season with the orchestra. It's really an honor to work with this group, but we have a lot of fun, and I think we do good work.
How did the orchestra get started?
The orchestra was founded by a group of music educators that were north of the river, and they felt that the area needed an ensemble to provide great music to the area, but they also equally felt that there needed to be a place that professional musicians, community musicians, and student musicians could come together and make music together.
And how many members are in the orchestra currently?
We have 65 in the orchestra currently, and 1/3 of that is professional, and then the rest are student and community musicians.
Okay, and for your February 25th concert, you have quite a variety of music that will be presented. What went into the selection of those works?
Well, part of what went into that selection is actually the space that we're in here today. Obviously, I'm not bringing 65 musicians to this space. When we do concerts in venues other than our home venue, I like to cater the program to the space. So this is our 4th year in this space, and it's just wonderful to play in, and we love to be here. And so last year I featured the string section. So this year we're going to feature the woodwind section. And so this program is actually quite unique. The first piece on the program is Brahms Serenade No. 2. And what's interesting about that piece is he did not require any violins. So it is viola, cello, bass, and woodwinds. And you don't normally get a chance to do that music, and so this space certainly fit for that. The second half of the program will just be the wind octet, and that's where you will get the variety of Schubert and Cromer, but some Irish music, some ragtime, and I think the variety of that program will be really appealing to the audience.
How many people are you anticipating for the February 25th concert here?
Well, one of the key elements of the Northland Symphony Orchestra's mission is that all of our performances are free. And we don't want any barrier to stop anyone from coming to experience great live music. So since our concert is free admission, we expect to fill this sanctuary with 300 to 400 people, and it'll be people from all over the metro area.
And you have a concert that's coming up in April that is going to be in a totally different venue.
Correct. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary all year round, but the highlight of that this season is our concert on April 9th at the Hellsberg Concert Hall at the Kaufman Center for Performing Arts, and that concert will also be free.
Wonderful. So you said that free admission is a very important part of who you are. Mm-hmm. You also, something that's also very important is having a group of musicians that are not just professional but include community and students.
Correct.
Why is that important to the orchestra?
Well, I think that goes to the mission of the educational mindset of this organization. When a student musician plays in our orchestra, they get a chance to sit next to both a professional player and a community player. And if they sit next to the professional player, they get a behind-the-scenes look at what it's like to be a professional musician and what that really means. And if they're thinking about doing that, they get a really great insight into that experience. But just as important is the student musician who sits next to the community member, my accountant or computer engineer or lawyer or teacher or whoever it is. Because as an educator who works with many young students, a lot of times they think they need to give up music. If they're going to go into college and they're not going to pursue it, then it's done. And I think it's really important that they can see that it can still be a viable part of their life. It can be their avocation, even if it doesn't end up being their vocation. And they see that modeled with all of our community players, many of whom are fine, really fine musicians who just happen to have other careers.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're so lucky in Kansas City to have so many fine musicians.
It's a great place to be.
Yes. And if people want more information about your current season, or if they want to reserve a spot for an upcoming performance, where would they go to find out information?
Sure, we do 5 concerts a season. So after the April 9th Hellsberg concert, we have our Summer Pops concert, which will be a tribute to all musical theater. And our website is really the best place, northlandsymphony.org. That has all the up-to-date information on concerts. Obviously, our concerts are free, so you don't have to worry about getting tickets. But I will say for the Hellsberg concert, that will be a ticketed event, even though the tickets are free. We just need to have an idea of how many people are attending. We're also on Facebook, social media, but northlandsymphony.org is the best place to find the information.
Well, thank you for the information that you just shared with us today and for having us here, and we look forward to your upcoming performances.
It was my pleasure. It was great to talk with you.
The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. To learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/ntdf.
Many people are interested in birds, and what you will find is that you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to know a lot. You just have to get outside and make just a little effort. Starts with feeding, and you may be surprised how successful you can be.
Some friends gave us a bird feeder, and I kind of giggled about it because, gosh, that's for old people.
Within about a 30-day period of putting up the feeder for the first time, we noticed woodpeckers, and we actually had an eastern bluebird land on our fence.
And it was the most beautiful color of blue that I've ever seen, and we were bit by the bluebird bug at that point.
It was almost like a challenge. Perhaps you should get more involved in what's going on in the world about you. So that's how we actually got interested in this hobby as a whole.
It's a fantastic stress reliever. We feel we're giving back something to the world as opposed to just being a resource to take everything. We're giving back something. We're providing homes. We're providing food and shelter. I mean, what more could you want?
Julie, would you take a look at that woodpecker feeder? Maybe we should put some peanuts out for them.
Yeah. Carolina wren likes them too, doesn't he?
He might.
And the titmouse and the nuthatch.
Woodpeckers have gone through quite a bit of peanuts this winter.
Oh, the nuthatch is calling right now.
When there's a great deal of snow and ice, the bird traffic will increase greatly because the food is either covered in ice or inaccessible to the birds. But if you think about your traditional cost of family entertainment, we bring it right to our back door, and we get to stay inside by the warm fireplace, and with a pair of binoculars, we get the best of both worlds. We're warm, and we're taking care of our feathered friends in the backyard.
We'd like your feedback on a proposed city policy, and you don't even have to leave your living room. Go online to visit kcmomentum.org, the city's virtual town hall. We've just posted several new topics, from the budget to a digital equity strategic plan to making it legal to rent your home on Airbnb. Take a look and let us know what you think at kcmomentum.org. In recognition of the President's Day on February 20th, trash and recycling moves to the holiday schedule, which is the day after your regular trash day that week. For example, residents whose regular trash day is on Monday will have their trash picked up on Tuesday, and residents whose regular trash day is Friday will have their trash picked up on Saturday. That does it for this edition of the Weekly Report. To view this program again or other Channel 2 videos, go to kcmo.gov and search Channel 2. That page has a link to our YouTube channel, and you can view our videos on demand. I'm Chris Hernandez. Have a great week.